And this is the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show, and you heard the Hall of Famer, the legend Sam Rosen, tell you. Garden of Dreams Foundation fundraiser night, we are at $80,000. There's still time to give, and the Rangers have provided you with a giving mood. And if you scan that QR code in the upper right, or you log on to MSG.com/GDFNYR, a $100 donation will make you eligible to win one of nearly 24 phenomenal items. Autographs, pictures, meet with Sam and Joe or Kenny and Dave. You can hang out in the Delta Lounge during a game against the Flyers in April. Personalized video messages from Sam and Joe. That would be something to cherish as well. So much for you to potentially win with a $100 donation. And speaking of winning, how about when we look back at what the Rangers were able to do last year with the youngster who was given a $60,000 scholarship, Richard Lloyd, and he is currently a student at Savannah State University in Georgia, all through your generous and wonderful donations. Welcome inside our Delta MSG studios, everyone, alongside Steve Alliquette. I'm John Giannone. Rangers with the win in overtime, 3-2. We're going to get to a whole lot of that in a second, but certainly, Steve, we want to talk about what the Ranger fans have done over the years. Yeah. You almost always get us into six figures. We're this close now. We'd love for you to do that before we go off the air tonight.
Yeah, I think we're at 80,000+, and we're really hoping to get to 100,000 tonight. And look, I think the biggest takeaway for me over the years is seeing these kids have an opportunity they just wouldn't have. They're going to colleges, into states and universities that lead them to a post life that, you know, you just really, you sum it up that you change the life, and you really do. And that's why it's so helpful for us that we give these guys this opportunity. It's the biggest night of the year for us.
Yeah, nearly 500,000 children and families throughout the tri-state have been helped by the Garden of Dreams Foundation. More than $8 million in scholarships have been handed out to those in need, and most of that money, a lot of that money, comes from people like you who donate at the Garden of Dreams Foundation. MSG.com/GDFNYR or that QR code, and please make your donation. As for the Rangers, we saw what has happened in extra time in recent games, but tonight, overtime was Schneider time.
Yeah, what a blood and guts win. This is exactly what the team needs going into an enormous game Saturday against Columbus and then Sunday against Edmonton. You could wake up Monday morning and the Rangers will be above the cut line if they take care of business the way they did tonight in Minnesota. Twice they had to punch back to get it into overtime, and for the Rangers to be able to find the middle of the ice, a late defenseman coming in, Schneider, on his backhand. Defensemen typically don't even have backhands. They don't practice this. But he put it up there the way we've seen Adam Fox put it up there in the past. So it's a heck of an effort. And to get rewarded and see the players get this excited afterwards, you know it's always a thrill when someone a little lower in the lineup that you don't expect scores a goal like that. That carries into the room, and it's a jubilance that you just can't experience.
Yeah, you know, we talked about that was Schneider's 5th goal of the year. You keep hearing Joe Micheletti say, as he continues through his still very young NHL career, that he has some offensive upside. Mm-hmm. And then you see those little snapshots like tonight, and you think, he does.
You know what? It was a funny game where in the second period, I thought there was a bit of a rope-a-dope where Schneider and the defensemen were just taking clean shots from the blue line, and they don't typically go in, but then they found ways to get it down towards the net with some creativity. Coming off of a first period where I thought the Rangers dominated as far as high danger chances, and a third period, look, you go into a game where you would love to see the Rangers get ahead and handle it. They gave away the lead twice, but in the end, it's a perseverance game, right, John? And that's what it's all about at this time of year.
Yeah, second goal in 3 games for Braden Schneider after he had gone 15 without a goal. And this one, a huge one. It's a winner early in overtime. Let's hear from Braden Schneider inside the Rangers dressing room after the 3-2 overtime win in Minnesota.
What did you see on it?
I just seen they drove the defense back, and I tried to take some middle ice, and I immediately wanted to shoot it and brought it to my backhand and just put it there. So luckily it went in, and thankfully it wasn't goaltender interference. So it was a good cap off to the night.
Were you nervous while they were reviewing it?
I was a little bit, but then I seen the replay a little bit, and I didn't think it was anything. So thankful it didn't come back.
Yeah. Feel good to finally come out with 2 points out of an overtime.
Yeah, it does. I think we've been battling it here lately, and to get rewarded for what I thought was a pretty good game. Still things we can be a bit better on for sure, but I thought we played hard for 60 minutes, and to get rewarded for it felt good.
Good to see Johnny get rewarded in his home state.
Yeah. No, that was he's got a bullet of a shot, and to see him put one home here is awesome.
How do you feel about the overall? You mentioned things you want to clean up, but also things you like. So kind of how do you assess the whole game?
I thought we were working tonight, and I thought we were physical. I thought our forecheck was awesome. I think in our D zone, I thought we were doing a better job at sorting things out. I think we can do a bit better at being a bit cleaner coming out of our end and not giving up as many pucks. But I thought all in all, I thought everything was done with effort and done hard. So I thought tonight was a really good game for us.
And a great result. Schneider, Brodzinski, and Trocheck, the goal scorers. And with it, the Rangers are back even in points with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Rangers remain below that yellow cut line because Columbus has played one fewer game than the Rangers. But it all sets up the showdown on Saturday night in Columbus. Senators winning tonight, so they remain 5 ahead in that first wild card spot. Just speak to the emotional lift that tonight's game gives the Rangers going into this weekend, Saturday in Columbus, Sunday against Edmonton, versus what it would have been like if they didn't get it.
I can't stress this enough. It's being able to go to the rink and being excited to go to the arena. And it's because you're winning. The oxygen gets taken right out of the room when there's a losing streak and everything gets difficult. And guys, there's inner fights and some players start to self-insulate. The locker room can be a dangerous place, but under conditions like this, it lifts everything. Because I think specifically because it's a player that's lower in the lineup that scores, and everybody gets so excited. I bet you they had the water bottles out, and it just becomes a party in the locker room. But it's going to be business. Get on the flight, get to Columbus, and get prepared for Saturday.
Speaking of the locker room, let's head back there. We'll hear from Cuylle after the 3-2 Rangers win.
What are your thoughts on the game, though?
It was good. Pretty solid 60-minute effort, I thought. Pretty back and forth. Some tough calls against us, but I thought we stuck with it, and it's great to come out with 2 points there.
And it flip-flopped the lines a little bit. It seemed to work for both lines.
Yeah. I thought, both lines are pretty good. Obviously, a lot of chances for both of us, and, we capitalized there on one, so it was good. I felt like we had lots of chances. Maybe we could have gotten a few other goals too, but it was good overall. It
also looked like you were a lot better organized in your own end of the ice. Pretty good defensive game.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought we were pretty good defensively against Winnipeg too, besides a few lapses. But I think that's kind of we're just continuing to have that be the focus. And I thought, I don't think 5-on-5 we gave up a goal. I think both power plays, right? So that's obviously shows we're pretty good in our D zone, I guess.
Well, I know we've talked to you before about trying right wing out, but it seemed like even more so than doing right wing tonight. Like you were spending a lot of time in the middle of the ice, a lot of time at the net. I know that's part of your game, but was there any extra emphasis with the new line and wanting to really work those areas?
Yeah, I think there was a big emphasis to try to get to the net. They kind of packed it in pretty tight in their D zone, and Brad kind of likes to have the puck a lot on his stick, skating around. So, it's if I can get to the net, get on his eyes anytime he shoots it, he probably gets a lot better chance of going in.
Johnny gets a big goal. It's obviously his home state. How excited were you for him?
Yeah, it was huge. Obviously, firstly for the team, and that's a huge goal in the game. And then second, once I realized it was him, it's obviously great. He's got, I think, 50 people here, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool for him.
I also know he's been big for a lot of you young guys and had you over for dinner and stuff. Just what does he mean to kind of some of the younger players on this team as you guys are getting set up?
Yeah, he's been great. For me personally, he was kind of he was my role model in Hartford my first year pro, so I was always hanging out at his house with some other older guys. And then he's obviously huge for some of the younger guys like Beebs and Otter that are newer to the team, so he's just obviously huge for everyone here. Great guy.
Thanks.
And Cuylle heaping praise on Jonny Brodzinski going home to play in Minnesota. He scored a goal for the Rangers in the middle period that made it 2-1. Rangers never trailed in this game. They scored 6 minutes and 45 seconds in. Vincent Trocheck scored the goal to make it 1-0. Steve's going to take us inside the film room powered by CDW. Show us how it happened.
Yeah, there's a lot that I liked about this goal, specifically that guys like Panarin and Zibanejad, they want the puck up quickly, and Borgen gets it up quick. Now, the key for Panarin on this play is to draw in in 2 people. Now, if he draws in 2, he knows there's going to be time and space in the middle ice. And that's what he's really trying to accomplish here, and he does. Now, this play from Miller is out of this world. He could have shot it directly on net, but he bumps it net front so Cuylle can bump it back. You know, there's a lot that went right on this play. And then it went wrong before it went right again with a broken play. And elevation was key in this game. All 3 goals were high glove side on Gustafsson. And that's one thing we talked about before the game. Now, since the 4 nations face-off, the Rangers have scored 34 goals. 17 have been high glove in the upper part of the net, right where we saw that graphic. That's most in the NHL. And that's why they're having success now, getting those chances and turning them over and having a higher conversion rate.
Yeah, and by the way, our thanks to Dave Maloney for working the dressing room, talking to 2 of the influential younger players to help in this 3-2 overtime win, Cuylle and Braden Schneider.